Everyone I talk to these days seems to be unhappy about something. Maybe you can't lose weight, or you feel like you're always coming in second and you want to be first, or you're constantly feeling rejected, or you want to grow your business faster than you are, or you just want to see change happen and you feel stuck. Change is so hard for many reasons. Lack of time or resources, for example. But there's one thing that people struggle with the most, and that's pain. You see, change only starts happening when we're able to push through pain, when we're able to push through that discomfort that comes with trying new things or pushing ourselves outside of our comfort zone. And it's human, it's a natural reaction. As soon as we feel pain or anticipate the pain's about to hit, we slow down or we stop or we pull back. Now, how do athletes push through pain? How do athletes accomplish great things? How do they find motivation and strength to keep pushing even when it gets really, really hard? Some of the most successful athletes don't compete with other people, they compete with themselves. They are constantly seeking their personal best. But for us in everyday life, we don't do that. We don't do that because we don't test ourselves. And if we don't test ourselves, we don't know what we're capable of. And we also don't test ourselves because we anticipate that pain. And we don't want to feel it unless it's going to guarantee results. But that's not how this works. Some athletes in certain sports will train past the point of pain into failure. And this is a very controversial topic. They say that if you train to fail, you fail to train. But it's commonly a method of training in bodybuilding, for example, because it helps you build bigger muscles. It helps you bulk up, or at least that's what they say. Now, I train to failure because I don't know my limits. I don't know how far I can go. And as I said earlier, it's important for me to test myself. Now, I have an exception. I will not train even close to the point of pain when it comes to my back. So as soon as I start feeling pain in my back, I stop. And that typically happens with kettlebell swings or deadlifting. And I'm very protective of my back because I feel like it's at the center of everything. And it's a little harder to recover because even when you lay down, the back can be under stress. Another reason why it's hard for us to push past that pain is because a lot of times we don't know how far the race is going to go. Sports doctors have studied this and discovered that if you don't know what it will take for you to win, you may underperform. They had a bunch of cyclists run a course but didn't tell them how long the course was. And these athletes underperformed. It's very hard to know how to pace yourself, how to finish that race strong if you don't know what the race is going to look like. And the same applies to everyday life. If your goal is this, try to map what it's going to take for you to get there. And then it's going to be a little bit easier for you to motivate yourself to push forward. Sports scientists have also discovered that successful athletes know how to resist the feeling of being too tired and focus on increasing the intensity. So basically they're saying, hey, feeling of tiredness, go away. I'm not going to pay attention to you right now, but I am going to focus. I'm going to focus on how I can increase my performance, how I can increase the intensity. When we're feeling tired, it's very easy to fall into thinking that you can't. So what successful athletes do is they reject the idea, they refuse to say I can't, and instead focus on what they can. No matter how good they get, it always hurts to win. You see, athletes expect and accept pain. It's part of the process, and they know it's temporary. Recovery is something that athletes are obsessive about because it's just as important, or even at times more important than the training itself. Us business people, we suck at it. We work long hours, eat crap, don't exercise, treat our bodies like shit. Athletes, on the other hand, dedicate a lot of time and attention to recovering everything from sleep, meditation, what they eat, taking walks, stretching, and so on. I will post a link in the descriptions below to a recovery regimen that will show you just how complex that can be and how seriously athletes actually take it. So I give you 5 things that athletes do to improve their performance. You can apply these to every area of your life. The key idea here is that you need to push through pain. Don't let it stop you, especially if it's the kind of pain that's going to help you grow and get better and help you get to your goals. So my challenge for you this week is to observe where pain stops you. And we're going to do something really specific. Pick between squats and push-ups. Please do them with good form. We're going to include videos that show you how. If you have any injuries or joint pain or something like that, please don't do them. Shoot me a note and we're going to come up with an idea together of something else to try. The point here is not to exercise. The point here is to do enough reps and observe your reactions. So see at what point to start feeling pain and you're tempted to pull back, and then keep going and see at what point you can't do any more reps. You've maxed out. And keep track of that and shoot me a note, send me a message, leave a comment, and let me know what you learned. And I'll see you back here next week.